Hi, this is the interview for my mentor at PSUM, um, Mitch Lee. And Mr. Lee, could you please start with introducing yourself?
Oh, okay, Judge, and I'm Mitch Lee. I was asked to uh, mentor in the UCI program through a colleague, which actually was pretty good. And I met you there, and you had the same interest as I do. So I've been in the industry for 34 years. I've been retired for 7 years now. So I want to give back to the students of what I know.
That's cool. So we start with the first question. Mr.
Sure.
Lee, how did you become interested in your field in electrical engineering?
Well, when I was a kid, my father was a drafter, and he got me interested in engineering. And he really wanted me to go to a 4-year university, but I was too nervous, so I went to 2-year university first. And he says, if you can do 2 years, 2 more years, you can get EE degree. So that's what I did. So when I was young, I used to play around with things and break things a lot, and I had to put it back together. And that's how I got into engineering.
Okay, that's cool. And the second question would be, how do most people get into this field, and what are common entry-level jobs in electrical engineering?
Oh, okay. So the biggest thing I want you and other people to do is see other sites, which I set up for you already, to see what's out there with Scott at the VY Engineering, which is, which you saw. But the other thing too is because work in a factory, work in the test engineering world, look, besides trying to design stuff, watch what happens after you design and someone has to build it. That's where you really learn a lot. And when you become an engineering designer, that helps you understand how the product gets built or tested or repaired. So that's kind of a short answer for what you asked me.
Okay, yeah, it was a very good trip, and I really saw a lot of stuff that I haven't seen
Well, I'm
about.
going to show you a different side of it,
Mhm.
where it's a big company, and you can see everything of how it gets done. So you're going to get the experience of seeing a small company and a big company. So that's a good thing with you.
Yeah, I'm excited. So, the next question, how relevant is your undergraduate major to your job or your previous job?
Well, the thing is, taking college courses is important to show that you can finish it. But
Hmm.
80% of what you're going to learn is through work.
Okay.
Uh, and of course, your imagination of what you like to do is the other 20% once you're at the job. But you'll learn everything at the job. Uh, what we count on is your personality. Can you work with other people? Uh, can sometimes you be the lead, sometimes you're not the lead. So, just being able to work with people is the biggest criteria that I have, and being able to talk to them. I can teach you everything. You'll learn everything within 3 years, and then you'll want to change jobs, which is fine. My job is to make sure you're able to do that within 3 years, learn your job, and change a job within the company. I don't like to lose people out of the company.
That's interesting because, yeah, schools only teaches us technical skills, but soft skills are maybe more.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is I already know people get tired of doing the same job after 3 years. That's
Hmm.
why I try to mention to you about other things you can do within your company or outside your company with your suppliers or your customers. So you're never at a dead end. Most of my people that work for me actually graduated and became leaders on another program, which I was happy for them.
Okay, yeah, that's great. So moving on to the next question, what skills, abilities are essential to success in your job?
Georgia, just learn basically what you have is the perfect skill is physics because you have to do electrical, mechanical, fluid dynamics, everything. So whenever you get a product, you're not pigeonholed into one thing.
Mhm.
That's one. And this is the hardest one. It's communications. Well, I hated to communicate. I hated to write. But later on, I found out that was the most powerful tool I had because if I can't tell someone or explain to someone what I'm doing and why it works or it doesn't work, I kind of fail. So I learned over the years that's the biggest skill. And it took me a long time. I was really good at engineering and writing notes and giving to someone else, but communications was the most important thing. And you were pretty good with Scott. You asked them questions and you saw things. And if you didn't know, you asked them. And he was happy. He was
Yeah,
happy that you asked questions.
yeah. I think communication skill is the most important skill in every workplace, no matter what kind of job you're working. You gotta
Right.
be able to communicate with people.
And the problem is, Judging nowadays with virtual learning and texting, it kind of really hurts you
Yeah,
because I grew up where you had to talk to people. Now we just text people, but it's nice when you actually meet people. I have clients before all over the world, so we hold a WebEx or a Zoom meeting like this. But when we actually meet in person, we have a really good time,
yeah,
and then we really get to understand, what their concerns are. Because on a video, you just see a face, you don't know what else is going on.
yeah.
So,
It doesn't feel real through
well,
video.
that's why taking you on a road trip was really important. I thought that was of everything we did, that was the most important. I mean, we have LinkedIn, we have chat rooms, that's all good. But taking a road trip, I mean, I can't put a price on that.
It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, so moving on to the next question. What is something that surprised you the most in the first couple years of your job, or even the last couple years of your job?
It's just even in a big company, people don't talk. I found
Oh,
out a lot of people have good skills, but no one ever taps on them, and have good ideas and never ask them. And they leave the company, and then so I get very depressed when they leave the company. And then we try to tell them to stay, but it's like too late. So sometimes the biggest thing is not knowing your employees well enough that you can get them to grow within the company. I lost a lot of people because of that, but a lot of them later on want to come back and work for me later on, which is good.
hmm. Yeah, I always imagine um in those large companies, they will require you to have like super strong communication skills. So I always imagine that the environment is always like people communicating with each other and exchange ideas and all kinds of
Right.
conversations going on. But yeah, it kind of surprised me that you said people actually kind of silent in office. So
Yeah. So when I met you, we built a good rapport and a communication. So I think you felt comfortable with me. Sometimes it takes a little while for people to feel comfortable, but engineers are always hard to talk to.
I understand.
So I'm only trying to help people out. That's the big thing. It's like I don't get paid to do this. I just feel like since I retired, if I don't help you fit in society and do good about getting into a job, I kind of failed my last part of my career. My last part of my career is to mentor and to train new leaders for the company. So I did my part when I was there. So now I'm training and helping people in society now. So that's my new role.
Thank you so much for doing this. Yeah.
Sure.
So the next question would be, are you able to establish a work-life balance in your field?
That was kind of hard, but what we did at our company was we all work hard, and then we had our girlfriends or spouses go out with us, and sometimes we went to baseball games, football games. We went to outside events, and
Hmm.
then when the wives heard that everybody works hard, so we're not picking on one person, they realized we're part of a family, we're a team, and we
Hmm.
understand that everybody works and everybody has to work hard, but when we can enjoy things outside, um, it was kind of nice. I would be the one that would buy the tickets to the Dodger game or, to the Angel game, for the team. I just pick it up and then we all kind of get together and we all talk. So it was kind of nice. So it's not about work. It was about our group. And
And
and people were always welcome to join our group.
okay. And it was your time back in Boeing, right?
Yeah, it was at Boeing and Northrop, mainly at Northrop that we did
Oh,
that.
interesting.
Yeah, because I was more working I wasn't a manager then. I was more working in the labs with people.
Okay,
When
cool.
I was working at Boeing, it was a little different.
Oh,
I did more mentoring there.
I thought both companies give a very serious and dead vibe. Like,
Yes, because at Boeing, I mean, at Northrop, I learned all my technical skills.
mhm,
When I went to Boeing, I learned all my network communication skills, especially with foreign countries and the military. I never had that before the other place. and I really knew how to take care of customers, and I called them clients because I work for them. When
Hmm.
I assigned to help them out, I do everything for them in my power to make sure their product was good. And that's kind of exposure I'm trying to give you is once you meet people that actually serve people, you still have your engineering skills, but
Yes,
now you have your communication skills, and that will set you apart from everyone else.
yes, they're both important. Okay.
Right.
So the next question would be, what do you wish you had known before you started in the industry?
I started in the industry. Well, I didn't know what I really wanted to do. I was good at what I was doing. And then it was actually an intern like yourself told me I was better at mentoring and helping other people out and building teams. I never thought about that. I just did my job and got it done, didn't care. But it was actually someone like you who told me, the lead says, you got a skill that you don't realize. So it's getting feedback from people and finding out what you're really good at. I recently saw a lady that was my good friend and colleague for 40 years. And she told me, when I first met you, you were kind of a geeky guy. But she said, I saw that you had the potential of being a good person to help others be better at their job and building good teams. And she saw that in me. And I never thought about that. And another person mentioned that to me. So then I thought about it and I said, well, I guess that's my new career.
Yeah,
But
feedback.
I still doing my technical work too.
Mhm. Okay, yeah. So the last question would be, what advice will you give someone considering your type of job in like electrical engineering or engineering?
Well, electrical engineering, physics, chemistry, they're all technical skills.
Hmm.
Find what your passion is. And if you want to continue in that role, go for the higher education in those skills and do higher level engineering, higher level chemistry, stuff like that. If you're a people person and you have good technical skills, you always have your technical skills, build your leadership skills. Then you move up into the management ranks, the director's rank, the chief engineer ranks, because they'll know that you know the details, but they look at you for the leadership.
Hmm.
I never wanted to be a leader. I just had to work with people that weren't very good leaders, and someone asked me to step in to do it, and I
Hmm.
found out I was better at that. So, I
Hmm.
at the end of my career, Judge, and I went back to engineering. I
Hmm.
didn't do the leadership. I didn't want to do it anymore because you know what? I want to work on the physical hardware and work with people again.
Yes.
And that's why for the last 3 years at the end of my career, I was so happy. I was an engineer again. So you don't always have to stay in management or chief engineer forever. You could roll up your sleeves and go back to where you came from and enjoy being that engineer that you went to college for.
Yeah. I think they say the good leaders are the ones that don't want to be leaders. It's a saying like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's too much politics, and that's why there's a lot of things that like the city of Anaheim would like me to run for office. I won't do it. There's just way too much politics. I'd rather help them get to where they want to go.
Yeah.
But I
Okay.
see that in you. I mean, you doing your business side. I still owe you some notes on that with my past intern. Um, that way, when you talk to people about engineering/business, you're going to have one gigantic step ahead of them because you're going to know the vocabulary that they don't know. Well, they didn't expect you to know during your interview. So I owe you that cheat sheet. So in the next couple of weeks, I'll get that to you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. So
Yeah.
this is the end of the interview, and thank you so much for doing this for us.
Okay, no problem.